Hello. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. Give it a second here to make sure we're going live. How's everybody been staying at home with their dogs? Has it been fun? Has it been stressful? It's not showing me as live, so I don't know if you guys are seeing this or not. I don't want to know if there's people there, but I don't want to talk to myself either, so we'll give it a few more seconds here and see what's going on. Okay, it looks like I'm live here, and I don't know about here. Well, okay, I think I'm live. I don't know. We are just going to go with it. So I just have, for that are just joining us, hello, my name is Krystal Neerman. I am with the Dog Psychology and Training Center. And today's Facebook Live is going to be 3 tips to prevent separation anxiety for when you go back to work. And I've spoken to several families recently who were very concerned about being home 24/7 with their dogs and the effects that this might have when they finally do have to go back to work. And that was a very logical concern because it is very stressful for a dog to have such a significant change in routine. But there is hope, and there are some things that you can start implementing now. So when you do go back to work, it is not so hard or such a reality check or a difference that they become very stressed and agitated by this change. And so what are those 3 tips? Very simple. One is to start crating your dog when you're at home. If you crate your dog when you're not home, even if you normally leave your dog out, since you can't pretend that you're not home when you are home, crating your dog just temporarily during the quarantine is a way to make sure your dog has that separation from you guys and is fine being alone. So just reminding your dog that it's normal to be alone, it's okay to be alone, even though you guys may still be in the house. Another thing that you can do is if you feel like, if crating them is too much, I totally understand. I wouldn't want to crate my dog every day during the quarantine either. And so there are tips that will help you with this. So I'm not saying crate your dog 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday, while you're home. That's crazy. I think that would make me very sad as a pet owner.
Speaking of dogs, social distancing, it does include your dogs as well.
I don't know if you guys are hearing this, but I just had some background noise, and I'm going to try to stop that. Okay, I hope you guys didn't hear that, but if you did, sorry about that. I don't know why that happened or how it happened. Technology, right? The smarter it gets, the less smart I feel. So okay, so crating your dog, what it looks like. So maybe not every day and not specifically every other day. You want to make it randomized so that your dog doesn't really know when that crating day might be. And that way, when you do go back to work, your dog is used to the idea of suddenly they have to be crated. And so that is very helpful so that you still get lots of time with your dog during the quarantine, but you still get to make sure your dog is capable of maintaining their independence with that separation. So crating them during your normal work hours, random days. Leave the house without them. So you can still go for walks. I know our parks in South Carolina just opened up again. Indiana's has always been opened. So sometimes do definitely take your dog. They need the exercise too. But other days, don't feel guilty about not taking your dog. Again, it is really important to have your dog maintain that it's okay to be alone. And so this is another way to have that separation from them so they can start to practice and maintain their independence. The last one is, it sounds really silly, but I know a lot of families that I've spoken to have told me that they're waking up later, they're going to bed later, and so they have completely changed their dog's feeding routine. And it may seem really subtle and like not a big deal, but when you go back to work and you have to start feeding your dog in the morning very early or earlier than you have been during stay-at-home times, and then again feeding them dinner earlier, that is going to be very stressful for your dog. It's just another change in the routine that's just going to add to that uncertainty and anxiety. So try to maintain their feeding schedule for what it was before, or if you do change it, because I know we have been getting up later and it has been marvelous, and there is no way anybody's going to force me to wake up early to feed my dog at the normal time that we would have normally got up to take my kids to school. Not going to happen. But make sure that you can maintain whatever new routine you have changed into your dog's feeding schedule. So for example, we only feed our dog one time a day. We feed her every day, one time a day. And so we always feed her at dinner time. So when we're eating, she's eating. And so there's some flexibility in that. It's usually between 4 and 6. So there is a bit of a gap there, but that has been always her routine since goodness gracious, since we've had kids. So for 7 years. And so that's when we've always fed her. So that is something that we have always been able to maintain. So when the kids do go back to school, or big changes happen, or we go on vacation with her, we still always feed her at that time that we would have been eating. And so just those 3 tips, while really subtle, will really have a huge impact in making sure your dog's doesn't develop a very severe separation anxiety during the stay-at-home time, or prevent your dog from developing a separation anxiety for when we go back. And so if you have any questions, or if there was something that you think I should add to this, or something that you found that has really helped your dog, please post in the comments. If for next week's Facebook Live you have a specific topic you would like me to cover, whether it be a training question for your dog, or tips and advice for things to do with your dog when quarantine is over, or during quarantine, or fun things and games to play in the house. There's lots of topics. I would love to talk about what is the most beneficial and important to you guys. So I'm going to keep this brief and be done. So thanks so much for joining in. Again, my name is Krystal from the Dog Psychology and Training Center. If you like what you see, please subscribe and follow. So next time we go live, it's Thursdays at noon. You'll get a little notification so you can watch us then. Other than that, thanks so much for being here with us, guys, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday.